Hey guys, what's going on? So this is going to be a concise and hopefully helpful video breaking down the Harpoon gun. So the Harpoon gun itself does 75 body shot damage to a player. It has no headshot multiplier. It has a fire rate of 1, so 1 shot per second, and it has 10 shots in it. You cannot reload this weapon despite it saying you do have a reload time. That's false. But if you use up all the 10 charges, you will have to drop it because it kind of works like the old grappler did, and you're going to be out of charges. So why would you want to carry this weapon in your inventory? So what it can do, so a couple things, is one, obviously the 75 body shot to an opponent, and when you hit an opponent, you can actually pull them forward half a tile as well. So just to go over that real quick, how is this useful? Well, one, you're doing 75 damage to them, and two, if you have someone like way up on height, like couple stories up maybe, if you see him like kind of like over peeking in like an end game scrim or something, trying to get picks, you can actually look up, go ahead and just fire your grappler and just pull them off height. You're gonna do 75 damage to them, and if they take, and they will take fall damage, so you could actually end up knocking them. So that can be pretty useful. So yeah, that's about the body shot of it. So next thing you can also do is you can actually go ahead and take and do a lot of damage to walls. So it does 150 damage to any structure, player built or pre-existing. So the obvious question is, well, you can one-shot wooden walls because wooden walls have 150 health, just like that. And the question now is it viable for wall replacing? So I will prove right now that it is actually not, because after you fire it, there will be a slight delay in terms of like the animation when you're trying to like pull and break the wall. And when the animation kind of goes like that, it's going to take a second for you to pull out your wall bind, and I'll show it right now. I'm going to spam my wall bind right after I press my fire button and try to place a wall. As you guys see, that did take like an extra second for the wall to place, whereas if I like go for a pickaxe, it's going to place instantly. So in conclusion, this is not viable for wall replacing because it doesn't work. So next thing to note here is some people might have questions about the viability of a double pump kind of combo with this, and I can tell you right now that it is somewhat viable, but not exactly. So let's say you're shooting with the pump first. It does work, right? As you can see right there, if you're going with the pump first, you can actually shoot and pretty rapidly pull out your harpoon gun and do an extra 75, which, you know, in this case of having purple pump, you practically kill the enemy. So that does work. However, if you're going with the harpoon gun first, there is a slight delay before you're able to pull out your pump. The same thing with wall replacing, right? So I'm going to fire my gun right now, break this wall, and try and pull out my pump to take the second shot, and it's not going to work. As you guys can see, that did take like a whole extra like half a second for me to pull out my pump. So in conclusion, if you're going with your pump first, you can in fact double pump. But if you're shooting the harpoon gun first, you can't double pump. So yeah, that's it for the double pumping. Hopefully that answers any questions people are having. This is viable in terms of using an RPG. So you have a friend, or even if you yourself are firing an RPG, as long as you're not aiming at the RPG, because the harpoon gun will see the RPG as like its own projectile. If you're not aiming at the rocket itself, you can actually break the wall the second before the rocket hits and sneak a rocket into an opponent's box. So it's useful in that regard. Last thing to note here is that it can actually be used to fish. So if you're using a fishing spot, you're most likely going to get a weapon, so that's pretty useful. And all the things I've mentioned so far will consume one of the 10 charges each harpoon gun comes with, but this last thing here isn't. So you can use it kind of like a fishing rod to pull items towards you, and it's actually pretty cool because you can pull multiple items with one like shot, even though it doesn't actually waste any of your shots. So right here you can see my pump and my SMG are pretty close together, and with one pull like that, I can bring them both in. So that's like another like extremely useful thing. So yeah, that's about it for the harpoon gun. Hopefully I covered everything. If you guys like still have questions about it, do let me know in the comments, and I'll try and address them in like another video, or maybe I'll just like reply to your comment, try and see what's up. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.